So now I'll share my screen. Please tell others to join first. I will be taking attendance soon. Okay. Hello. Can you see the screen? Okay. So last class, here we have stopped with elements of a report. So what all should be included in a report? And as I said, a report is written to study some situation or to analyze some problem and to find out solutions to that problem. After finding out solutions to the problem, we document it properly, and that document is known as a report. So it is a description of a sequence of events or a situation that has to be carefully referenced. You have to study the situation well, and then evaluation of facts or results of the research. You have to analyze what you had studied, and then you have to carry out a discussion of the likely outcomes of for future action. And once you have found out the likely possible outcomes, you're suggesting some recommendations to take the action, and all these sequences of steps are documented, and this document is known as a report. And finally the report will have a conclusion also. So that is so these are the main elements of a report. Now next, let us see what are the elements of style when you write a report. What are the elements that you should focus on when you're writing a report, and or elements, we call it as elements of style. Okay. So let us see what it is. It's very important. You have to just go through the points. That is first element is clarity. That is, whenever you write something, whatever you have written, it should be clear to the readers. There should be a logical flow. That is, the sentences that you write, it should match the next sentence. Otherwise, if the sentences are not related to each other, then the passage will not be clear, or what the message you're conveying will not be clear to the reader. So there should be a logical flow for the document, and this helps readers to understand the context. If sentences are not related to each other, the readers will not be able to understand what is mentioned in the report. And also use headings or illustrations or graphs and tables to help readers understand more, rather than using words. If we are using illustrations or graphs, like we use pie charts, bar graphs, etc., to show variations in stock exchange, etc., or variations or ups and downs in the price for a particular item. If the price goes high or if it goes low for a particular period of time, then it can be easily shown with the help of graphs. So if we are better to go for illustrations rather than writings. So this will make the help the reader to understand better. So whatever you are writing should be clear to the audience. So that is one style you should adopt when writing a report. It should be clear in what you are writing. So the first point is clarity. Clarity helps the readers to understand better. Then second point is accuracy. First was clarity, first element of style. That is, when you write a report, the first style that you should follow is clarity. Only if it is clear, the readers can understand. Next is accuracy. That is, the information and the interpretation of data must be. You should not give false information to the readers. Always the data that you collect, or the data that you analyze should be very much accurate. Only then people will be interested in reading your documents or your reports. So you have to clearly differentiate between facts and opinions. There are certain when you take a survey for a particular problem, you come across opinions put forward by different people. An opinion may or may not be correct. Whereas your facts are those which are always true in the real world. So you should be able to distinguish between facts and opinion. Then you have to accurately cite references to other work. If you are going to, if you are trying to solve a particular problem or suggest a problem for suggest a solution for a problem, then you should refer other materials which had done it properly. So if somebody else had if any other report mentions that the work can be done, or the particular problem can be solved correctly, then you have to refer that report also. So references are very important when you are doing some work or analyzing some work. So, and when you're giving reference to other work already completed, then that shows that you have suggested accurate solutions to a problem. So, so that was the second style. First was clarity. Second was accuracy. Be accurate in whatever you are writing down in your report. Then third point is brevity. Brevity means you have to give a balance between the information presented and the time needed to read the document. That you don't elaborate too much. The document should be briefly described and to the point. And brief, this word, it is you can just relate it to brief. That is a briefing what you have done. So that is known as brevity. And there should not be too much information content in your report. Too much unnecessary information must be avoided, and always relate your report to important matters only. And if you want to elaborate your report, you can use appendix or links to other pages. So if you're using appendix, this appendix comes at the end of your report. Appendix is added to the end of your report, and in this appendix you can keep any information that you are referencing to in the appendix. So the matter will be less, but if anybody wants to know in detail, they can go to appendix and collect information. So that appendix, it provides background information. So this appendix pages are often, you might have seen in textbooks and all, appendix will be added to the end of your textbook, and there you can see certain information regarding the textbook written in detail. Then use illustrations, graphs, like to be brief. You shouldn't elaborate too much in words. Instead of that, you can use graphs or tables or illustrations rather than words. So that helps to that makes it more clear, and also it will be brief in explaining things. Okay, so the third point was brevity. Is it clear to you? So I have said 3 points which you should adopt while writing your report. That is 3 elements of style. We call it as elements of style in writing a report. So what was the first element? What was the first element? Anyone? Very good title, clarity. Yes, Sriraj. Akash, clarity. Whatever you are writing in a report, it should be clear. Okay. Then, okay, Niharika, clarity, accuracy, brevity. Very good. Clarity, accuracy. Yes, Ashwin. Next, second was accuracy, and next was brevity. Okay, whatever information you're writing in your report, it should be correct. That is accurate, and you should be able to distinguish between facts and opinions. Opinion may or may not be correct, but facts are those things in the real world that are always correct. For example, sun rises in the east. It is a fact. So fact is always true. Those statements that are accepted and that are found to be true are called facts. Is it clear? Is it clear to you? So then next is third one was brevity. That is, you should explain things briefly If you want to add more information, don't confuse the readers by adding it in your main content. You can add it as extra information at the back of your report, and that page is known as, and that section where you add additional information is known as appendix. Okay, is it clear? Any doubt? See, this question is very important. Okay, elements of style. Then, next. Fourth element is sentence length. So that is, you don't write too much sentences which are too lengthy. Often use simple sentences and short sentences. Okay, use shorter sentences to represent complex or unfamiliar concepts. So if it is a complex information, instead of stating it in big sentences, your reader may not be able to understand if you're writing it in lengthy sentences. So you have to split larger sentences into smaller units and state it one by one in short, simple sentences, so that the complex information can be easily understood by the reader. Or if you're going to state some unfamiliar concepts, don't use long sentences. Just use shorter sentences to make it more clear. And also, another thing is, usually studies say that you should aim for approximately 25 words per sentence is the best way to create a sentence. The best sentence should have, a clear sentence should have an approximate of 25 words only and not more than that. Okay, so the sentence length is also a matter when we write a report. So this style also you should adopt. That is, try to use shorter sentences instead of longer sentences to represent complex information. Okay, so that was the fourth element of style. Then fifth style is paragraphs. Okay, when paragraphs are used in order to compile information that are related to one another. That is, in a single paragraph, you have to state those contents which are related to each other. So write one topic per paragraph. One topic. If you have to state about multiple topics, use different paragraphs. So you just go for one topic per paragraph, which makes it clear, and it follows a logical writing order. Instead of putting all topics in a single paragraph and confusing the without it should not confuse the readers. You should split it into different paragraphs when you write a report. When you, even for the readers, when they see a big paragraph, it is they feel like uninterested in reading that matter. So if it is shorter paragraphs, then people it is they find it interesting to read it more. Okay, then next is reader centricity. Reader centricity means you should make it easy for the readers to understand the work. You should not write it from your point of view. You might be knowledgeable in that area and you can understand even complex sentences, but don't write it for yourself. You have to write it for the readers, thinking that the readers doesn't know anything about the matter. So you are just explaining to them very clearly in simple sentences. So you should always consider the reader's point of view when you are writing a report. Make it easy for the readers to understand the work and keep basic elements and principles in mind while doing technical writing tasks. So all these things should be kept in mind when you are doing technical writing. So these are the 6 elements that you should follow, elements of style that you should follow while writing a report. That is clarity, accuracy, brevity, then sentence length, then paragraphs, that is one topic per paragraph should be written, then reader centricity, focus on reader's point of view rather than the writer's point of view. Is it clear? Is it clear? Did you note down the points? There were 6 elements of style, isn't it? You told already three you told. Then what were the other 3? The last 3 styles. Anyone? Other elements of style. First one was accuracy. The next was, okay, sentence length occurs. type sentence length. That is, you should keep the sentences. Do not use two big sentences. Then, okay, paragraph. One topic per paragraph should be written. Then, Ashwin, okay, paragraphs. Okay. Next style was last one. Sentence length, paragraph. Okay, very good, Niharika. Reader centricity. Reader centricity means when we write a report, we should write in such a way that the reader should be able to understand. We should focus on reader's mentality when we are writing a report. Very good type of reader centricity. Okay. So these were the 6 elements of style. Please keep in mind that these questions are very important elements of style. Okay. Is it clear? Is it clear to you? Okay. Now let us move on. Next is common errors in writing. See, you should follow this. Okay, whenever you are writing a report or like when you come to higher semesters, you'll have to submit seminars, project reports, mini project reports, etc. In all these reports, you have to follow these. You have to keep in mind these points and don't make such mistakes. That is, avoid using the words I or we. This is the most common mistake which is seen in reports. You should not use the term "we had found out" or "we had read a report" like that. You should not use "I" or "we" throughout the document. You should avoid "I" or "we" throughout the document, and the entire document should be written in third person. I, you, etc. should be avoided, and you should write the report in such a way that you are writing it in the form of the sentences are in third person format. That is, it was studied that they had. That is, we are talking to another person, but we are referring to somebody else. So the third I is the first. The person who's speaking is the first person. The person whom I am talking to is the second person, and third person whom I am referencing to in my talk is the third person. So always they should use third person while writing a report. Don't use I, you, we, etc. So the entire document should be in past tense. Another thing, entire document should be in past tense. Okay, these are the main 3 things that you should keep in mind while writing reports. Also, do not assume that reader will understand the jargons. That is, we might use terms technically that we know, but don't think that the term is familiar to the reader. So, avoid technical jargons when writing the report, and that is you should use terms or words that are understandable by common people. So next is, do not start a sentence with so, but, etc. Okay, don't start a sentence with so or but, or we can use however. However, you can begin a sentence with however. Okay. Next is, do not start or end a sentence with to. Just keep in mind all these words, okay? Do not start or end a sentence with to. And then avoid words with ing suffix, that is having, facing, etc. That ing suffix, the words that end with ing suffix should be avoided at the beginning of a sentence. Having said this, there are sentences like that. Don't start sentences with such a form, with ing form of the words at the beginning of that sentence. So avoid words with ing suffix at the beginning of a sentence. So these are the important points that you should keep in mind when you are writing a report. Avoid I, we, and then entire document should be written in third person. It should be written in past tense, not present or future. Don't write in present tense. It should be written in past tense. Then avoid technical jargons which your readers cannot understand. Then do not start sentences with so, but, and ing form of the words. Then you can use however to start a sentence. Also, do not start or end a sentence with to. Okay, these are the important points that should be kept in mind when you are writing a report. Is it clear to you? Is it clear to you? Hello? Is it clear to you? Okay, okay, Ashwin. Okay. Now, now I'm going to another section. See, this use of sequence words we had covered in module 1. Now I'm going to another important section related to this report only. Since it comes in the end, I'm just... See, structure of a report. So this is actually coming at the end of your module. So anyway, since I'm covering reports, I'm taking this section also, structure of a report. Okay. Can you see the screen? Did you understand what I said? Since I'm dealing with reports, I'm taking the structure of a report along with this section, reports. Okay. Is it clear? Though it comes at the end of your module, I'm taking it now. Then in the sections in between, I'll take it in the next classes. Okay. Anyway, I want to cover this section first related to reports. Is it clear? Okay. So now let us see what the structure is. See, the first part, for a report, there should be a title. Without title, we will not be able to understand what the report means. So the title will give us an information. Just reading the title will give us information about what the report is about. So title should be in the, you should poem, make the title or prepare the title in such a way that it conveys information about what is written inside. So it should include, this title should include the usually this comes in the title page only, and this will include the full title of the report. The first page you see is the title page of your report, and in that title page there will be the full title of the report, the entire title. If it is a big title, you will have to write the full title there, and you can give even short names in brackets within after the title. The names of the authors should be there who had written the report. It should be their names of the authors, then purpose for which the report is written, then name of the institution for which the report is prepared, month and year of the report. So whenever you are preparing your project report, this is the format. That is, the first page is your title page, and in that title page, on top you will have the title of your report. For example, if your project is related to image processing using wavelet transform, okay, then that title will be image processing using wavelet transform. So the title will give you that you're going to do something in image processing using a transformation called the wavelet transform. Then after that, you have to write the name of the people, or you have to get a project report submitted by, then you have to write the names of people or students who have done it. So name of the authors, that will come submitted by so and so, 2 or 3 persons will be there. In partial fulfillment for the requirement of the award of degree of Bachelor of Technology. So that is the purpose after that. Then so after that comes the name of your institution, at the bottom you will have to keep the name of your college, St. Thomas, along with its emblem on top, and then after the name of the institution comes month and year of at which year on which you are submitting this report. So this is all the general format that we follow for all project reports or all seminar reports. Okay. So there will be the title of your report, then your name, why you are submitting this report, because you want to get a degree, isn't it, for bachelor's degree. Then you are submitting it to this institution and in this particular month and year. So these are the details included in the title. Is it clear? Then you will have an executive summary, which is the summary of the whole report in logical order. Executive summary, or in project we call it as abstract. Okay, so executive summary, it is the summary of the whole report in logical order, which highlights the purpose, the research methods, findings, conclusions, etc. The entire project is summarized in a single page, and that is called the executive summary, and that happens at the beginning. And in projects and all, in academic work we call it as an abstract. So it is written in past tense, and it is not longer than 1 page, just in a single page. You summarize what your report is or what your project is. Then comes the introduction chapter. Introduction, it introduces topics and the purpose of the report or essay, and it outlines the approach. So what is this report about? And that is introduction also, it spans just 1 or 2 pages. Then comes the method or methodology. That is the method you have used to implement your work. It describes method or experimental procedures. Then comes, after implementation comes results and finding. What are the results you obtained after implementing this method? So it presents results of findings using visual methods, can be graphs or tables, etc. And you have to, whatever, you might have run some programs, you have given some inputs, you have obtained some outputs, and using the input and output, you have to generate tables. When I gave an input as 5, what did I get? An output will be the maybe 25. So on. What are the different inputs you have given and what are the different outputs you have obtained? You should tabulate it based on your methodology. What the result should be tabulated. And we look at results to analyze whether your project has been successfully completed or not. Then next is discussion, that is evaluate the result and compare it with theory. So whatever result you have obtained, you are comparing it with practical situation and finding out how accurately your results match the actual situation. Okay, whatever results you have got, you should match it with the actual results and find out how much percentage your accuracy you have achieved. And it is the most important part of the report because you have to find out how far your work is, how accurate your work is. So discussion is very important. Then after discussion comes conclusion, which is a brief summary of whatever you have found out. And then you can say my project has been completed with 90% accuracy, etc. Then recommendation is, then comes the recommendation. It is that is suitable changes or solution. In project report, we call it as future scope. Okay, here the title given is recommendation. That is what are the changes you can accommodate in your report, etc. will be put forward, will be placed under that section. Then next after that comes the appendix or annexes. Appendix, as I said, if you want to give additional information, you can use appendix at the end. It contains detailed information. If you are using some algorithms, you can give the steps of that algorithm in appendix and all. If it is a too lengthy algorithm, you cannot include in your condensed page. So you should include it as appendix, which is not essential in the main chapters. You can add it to appendix. Then next is glossary. It is not always necessary. It is an explanation of special terms. If you have used any special terms, you can add it to the glossary section. Then comes the bibliography or the references to books or journals, and it is arranged in alphabetical order by author's name. Okay, in bibliography, the references you have done, you might have referred to books now, and these books should be arranged in alphabetical order by author's name. And then references should include the author, the date of publication. If it is a book, it should include the author of the book, the date of publication. Then it should include the title of the book, the edition of the book, because different editions might be different. So the book, the edition which you had referred to should be mentioned in the references page. Then place of publication and publisher. When you look at a book, all this information will be there in the front cover or either on the inside the book. All these information will be there. So you have to state all these things when you are giving a bibliography. When you are preparing a bibliography, it includes references to books or journals. So you have to give all accurate information there so that a person who wants to refer more will be able to find out information easily. That is why we keep bibliography. If somebody is reading a project and if they want to know more about your project, they will go to bibliography and they will find out your references, and then they will try to read more from your references. So if you place those information accurately, it is easy for the readers to gather information. Okay, so that is these are the main sections in a report, or we call it as the basic structure of a report. So once again, I will say The basic structure includes the title page or title, or it is often the title page, then a summary, executive summary, we call it as executive summary. It is the summary about the entire report. A person who wants to know what this report is, he will read the executive summary, and if he is interested to know more about the methodology, then he will go to the rest of the chapters. After executive summary is the introduction. Then after introduction comes the method or methodology that you're going to use to implement your work. Then comes after implementation, you will be getting a lot of results. You will be getting a lot of input. You will be getting a lot of output. And all these input output will be documented as tables or graphs. And then you have to analyze all these results. After gathering all these results, it is put forward for discussion. That is evaluation of the result to compare it with theory. The theory might be stating something, and you're implementing what is mentioned in the theory, and you're trying to match it with what you're trying to match whether your findings accurately match the theory. Then after that, you have discussion, then conclusion, and then recommendations, that is suitable future scope, that how can change this project to include more functionalities. Then comes appendix or annexes, where if you want to keep more information, you can add anything to this appendix related to your work. Then glossary, which is the explanation of special terms. If you had used any special terms related to your work, you can add it to glossary section. And finally comes the bibliography, which includes references to whatever books or journals you had referred. Okay, so these are the basic sections or basic structure of a report. Is it clear? Is it clear? So what are the main headings? What are the what should be included in a report? What are the sections to be included in a report? Somebody say fast. No, before introduction. Introduction chapter comes only after 2 pages. The first page is the title page. Then second page. Okay, first page is the title page. Second page, after title page, executive summary. Okay, very good. The executive summary is just a summary of the work that is that you had done. So title page, after title there is executive summary. After executive summary, yes, after executive summary only introduction comes, and you're introducing what your work is in 1 or 2 pages. Executive summary only 1 page you have to write. Introduction can be either 1 or 2 pages. Then after that, after introduction, method or methodology. Okay, then after that, method or methodology, and there we have to implement something, isn't it? You're using some methods to implement something. After implementation, you will get certain results. So next is results and findings. Okay, results or findings. After methodology, after implementing the methodology, you will get some results. So next section is about results or whatever findings you have got. That is the next section. After that, you are discussing whether what the result you have got is correct or not. And that is the next section. That is, what is the next section after results and findings? Discussion. Okay, you discuss, you're comparing whatever you have got with the theory, and whether how much your findings match the theory, how much accurate your methodology is, and that is included in discussion. And finally, there is the conclusion, isn't it? After that conclusion, with this section, your report actually ends, and whatever now we are adding after conclusion is additional information only. Okay, so after conclusion, what we are adding? Next, after conclusion, what comes after conclusion? Recommendations, isn't it? Recommendations. Then after that, you have appendix, then glossary and bibliography. Is it clear? Is it clear to you? Hello? Did you understand the structure of a report? Okay, Ashwin. So this is the general format for any report, whether technical or non-technical. This is the general format of a report. Is it clear? Hello? Any doubt? So this is an important section. That's why I covered it fast. So you should know the elements of style. You should learn the structure of your report, etc. Okay. Is it clear to you? And those sections in between I will take in next class. Okay. Now today 7th hour is my assignment hour. Can you hear me? Today 7th hour is my assignment hour. I will issue an assignment, that is you have to create your resume. I think in last class. Yes, Niharika.
പരീക്ഷ
Huh?
7ാമത്തെ അവറിൽ പരീക്ഷ.
പരീക്ഷ ഉണ്ട്. എനിക്ക് സാർ പറഞ്ഞു എക്സാം ഉണ്ട് നിങ്ങൾക്ക്, അരുൺ സാറിൻ്റെ എക്സാം ഉണ്ട്. ബട്ട് ഐ വിൽ ഇഷ്യൂ an അസൈൻമെൻറ്റ്. അത് നിങ്ങൾ നാളെ എപ്പോഴേലും സബ്മിറ്റ് ചെയ്താൽ മതി. ഓർ ഐ വിൽ ഗിവ് യു 2 days ടു സബ്മിറ്റ്. ഓക്കെ. ഇന്ന് എക്സാം എഴുതിക്കോ. എൻ്റെ അസൈൻമെൻറ്റ് അവർ ആയതുകൊണ്ട് ഐ വിൽ ഇഷ്യൂ 1 അസൈൻമെൻറ്റ്. ഇന്നത് നിങ്ങൾ ചെയ്യണ്ട. ഓക്കെ. ക്ലിയർ ആയോ നിഹാരിക? ഇന്നത് ചെയ്യണ്ട. ഇന്ന് എക്സാം എഴുതിക്കോളൂ. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ഞാൻ 2 days ടൈം തരാം. അപ്പോഴേക്കും ആ റെസ്യൂമെ പ്രിപ്പയർ ചെയ്ത്, റെസ്യൂമെ ഞാൻ ലാസ്റ്റ് ക്ലാസ് എടുത്തിരുന്നു, അതിൽ എന്തൊക്കെ വേണം എന്നുള്ളത്. യുവർ ബേസിക് ഇൻഫർമേഷൻ, പേഴ്സണൽ ഇൻഫർമേഷൻ ആൻഡ് യുവർ ക്വാളിഫിക്കേഷൻ. ഓക്കെ. അങ്ങനെ ഒരു സ്ട്രക്ചർ വേർഡ് ഡോക്യുമെൻറ്റിൽ ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് ലിങ്ക്വേസിൽ അപ്ലോഡ് ചെയ്യാം. നോട്ട് ടുഡേ, ടുമോറോ ഓർ ഡേ ആഫ്റ്റർ. ഓക്കെ. എനി ഡൗട്ട്? പ്രസന്റേഷൻ ഞാൻ ടൈം ഉള്ളപ്പോൾ ഞാൻ പറയാം എപ്പോഴാണെന്ന്. 5 സ്ലൈഡല്ലേ ഉള്ളൂ, അത് വായിച്ചു വെച്ചിരുന്നാൽ മതി. 5 to 10 slides അല്ലേ, അത് നിങ്ങൾ ജസ്റ്റ് ഒന്ന് വായിച്ചു വെച്ചിരുന്നാൽ മതി. ഞാൻ പ്രസന്റേഷൻ അല്ല, യു ഹാവ് ടു പ്രിപ്പയർ എ റെസ്യൂമെ ഇൻ വേർഡ് ഡോക്യുമെന്റ്. എന്നിട്ട് ലിൻവേസിൽ ഞാൻ അസൈൻമെന്റ് ഇഷ്യൂ ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ അതിലേക്ക് അപ്ലോഡ് ചെയ്യാം. കഴിഞ്ഞ പ്രാവശ്യം PPT അപ്ലോഡ് ചെയ്തില്ലേ, അതുപോലെ ഈ വേർഡ് ഡോക്യുമെന്റിന് അപ്ലോഡ് ചെയ്യാം. ഓക്കെ.
വേർഡിന്റെ ഡൗൺലോഡ് ചെയ്യാം.
വേർഡ് ഡൗൺലോഡ് ചെയ്ത് സേവ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് അതിലേക്ക് അപ്ലോഡ് ചെയ്താൽ മതി. ഓക്കെ. റെസ്യൂമെ പ്രിപ്പയർ ചെയ്ത് സേവ് ചെയ്യുക സിസ്റ്റത്തിൽ, എന്നിട്ട് അതിന് അസൈൻമെന്റ് ആയിട്ട് അപ്ലോഡ് ചെയ്യാം. ഓക്കെ. എനി ഡൗട്ട് ഫോർ എനിവൺ? വേറെ ആർക്കെങ്കിലും ഡൗട്ട് ഉണ്ടോ? Is it clear? Okay, Anurag. Okay, Adarsh. Okay. Now say your attendance. Number 1.
1, 2,
3.
3.
Okay.
4.
Okay.
5.
Okay.
6,
Okay.
7,
Okay.
8,
Okay.
9.
Okay.
10.
Okay.
11.
Okay.
12,
Okay.
13.
13. Okay. 14. Number 14, Arunima. Absent.
15,
Okay. 16, Ashwant, present. 17. Number 17. 14, Arunima, present. Okay. Number 17. Ashwin K. Okay. Number 18.
Present, ma'am.
19.
Present.
20.
present,
Okay, 17% ആണ്. 21.
21.
Okay, next number.
22.
Next.
23.
Okay.
24.
Okay.
25.
Okay. 26. Okay.
27.
Okay.
28.
Okay.
29.
Okay.
30.
Okay.
31.
Okay.
32.
Okay.
33,
Okay.
34.
Okay.
35.
35. Okay.
36.
Okay.
37.
Okay.
38.
Okay. 39.
59.
Okay. 40 present. 41.
41.
Next.
42.
Okay. 43 present. 44.
44. 44.
Okay. 45 present. Next.
46.
Okay.
47.
Okay.
48.
Okay. 49.
49.
Okay.
50.
Okay.
51.
Okay.
52.
52.
53. 52.
Okay. 52 present. 53 present. 54.
54.
Okay.
55,
Okay.
56.
Okay.
57,
Okay.
58.
Okay.
59.
Okay. 60 present. Okay. Then 60. 61. Number 61.
61.
Okay.
62.
Okay.
63.
Okay. See, I think all are present today, isn't it? But still, there are only 49 here. You left? Some of you left, I think so. Okay, so 7th hour, I'll be issuing the assignment. You can complete it by 2 days. I'll be setting the time also there. So you needn't do it today. You can do it tomorrow or day after. Okay. Is it clear? Is it clear to you? Okay, okay, Taiful. Okay, Ashwin. So you may leave. Okay. I think you have next class, isn't it? Okay, thank you.